Good morning and welcome back to the Mining Stock Daily Morning Briefing, presented by the Clear Commodity Network and delivering today's top news in mining and mineral exploration. From the new ClearCom studios, here's your host, Trevor Hall.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Mining Stock Daily Morning Briefing. It is Wednesday, July 22nd. Seeing some follow-through in the metals space here. Gold's up 1% this morning to $4,119 an ounce. Silver is up just under 1% to $59.32. And copper slightly lower to $6.47 a pound. More on why that's interesting in just a moment. But the story worth paying attention to in gold right now is not just the price, it's the context around it. Gold was higher yesterday alongside rising interest rates and a strengthening US dollar index. The combination is usually bearish for gold. And when rates rise and the dollar strengthens, gold historically comes under pressure. The fact that it's doing the opposite suggests a different kind of buyer in the market, one we've seen before. Likely China and global central banks, who are less sensitive to dollar dynamics and more focused on de-dollarization and reserve diversification. This has been one of the structural themes supporting gold through a rate environment that, in any other cycle, would have broken it. And on the copper front, a couple of supply stories are worth flagging. The U.S. physical premium for copper has doubled, and Shanghai exchange stockpiles have dropped 82%. Pointing to the tightest physical market we've seen in years, and copper is nearing a U.S. price record. Lundin Mining put out a statement yesterday saying their Caserones mine suspended operations on July 18th due to heavy snowfall, huge weather moving in through the area, and Caserones remains offline as crews restore power and access. Lundin says it's retaining full year guidance, but the supply disruption is real, and the market is taking note. Yeah, tons of rain, moisture, snow, all the things going through Chile and the high Andes right now. Pretty crazy images to see. All right, this episode of Mining Stock Daily is brought to you by Equinox Gold. Equinox Gold is a Canadian gold producer operating across 7 mines in North and South America, anchored by 2 Canadian cornerstones, the Greenstone Gold Mine in Ontario and the Valentine Gold Mine in Newfoundland and Labrador. The company is putting their finishing touches with a merger with Orla, which would put the new Equinox as one of the newest top-tier gold producers in North America. Learn more at equinoxgold.com.
Hey everyone, Justin Hune of Uranium Insider here, inviting you to check out the Going Nuclear podcast, co-hosted by yours truly and Trevor Hall and produced by the Clear Commodity Network. Each episode, we dive deep into the uranium sector and the fast-evolving world of nuclear energy and uranium investment. From supply dynamics to policy developments and market trends, we bring you the insights that matter most to energy investors and industry watchers. You can find Going Nuclear on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and at clearcommodity.net. Clear Commodity Network, digital news on the physical markets.
And here's what you need to know this morning. District Metals has released an independent economic impact study on the Viken Energy Metals Deposit in Sweden, and the headline number is $7.66 billion US in total economic contribution over a conceptual 13-year Phase 1 mine operation, with $7.5 billion of that occurring directly to Sweden. The study projects $1.5 billion in direct corporate income taxes, about $200 million in employment income taxes from approximately over 1,000 direct and indirect jobs, and another $1.5 billion in capital and operating spending flowing into the local Swedish economy. Big numbers. District Metals trades on the Venture with DMX and on the OTCQX with DMXCF. Pirate Gold is out this morning with visual observations from 13 drill holes at its Crippleback project in central Newfoundland, reporting evidence of orogenic gold mineralization at the Scurvy Fault. That's a new target 1.5 kilometers south of the company's Moby Dick copper-gold porphyry epithermal discovery. The significance is that Moby Dick is a copper-gold porphyry system, and Scurvy introduces a different style of mineralization on the same property, potentially expanding both the scale and the type of gold targets at Crippleback. Pirate's land position straddles 92 kilometers of the Valentine Lake Fault Zone between Equinox Gold's 4 million ounce Valentine mine and Newfound Gold's Queensway project. Assays are pending on these holes. Pirate Gold trades on the venture with YARR and on the OTCQB with YARRF. Valkea Resources has completed an initial prospect pipeline identifying 24 new drill targets across its 100% owned properties in Finland's central Lapland Greenstone Belt, and it has secured rig capacity for a 2026-27 campaign starting in August. The first drill program will be about 1,500 meters at a target called Kari on the Pana property, is designed to test structural complexity and BIF-bearing volcanic rocks associated with anomalous base-of-till gold results. Valkea is planning up to a 10,000 meter of diamond drilling and 6,000 base-of-till points across its highest priority targets through the winter. Valkea Resources trades on the venture with OZ and on the OTCQB with OZBKF. GreenLight Metals has returned its best results yet at the Bend copper-gold VMS deposit in Wisconsin. Hole 9W drilled 52.18 meters, grading 1.12 grams per ton gold from a depth of 423 meters. That included 10.8 meters of 2.5 grams per ton gold. Hole 11 returned 18.75 meters of 0.53% copper and 0.93 grams per ton gold. That included 10 meters of 0.96% copper and just over 1 gram per ton gold. The results extend mineralization approximately 75 meters down dip from earlier holes, with 2 rigs continuing to drill the interpreted 45-50 degree eastward plunge of the system. Notably, Bend was just posted to the U.S. federal permitting dashboard as a Fast 41 transparency project 2 days ago. GreenLight Metals trades on the venture with GRL and on the OTCQB with GRLMF. And Gladiator Metals has reported results extending high-grade strike continuity at Cub East to over 300 meters at the Whitehorse Copper Project in Yukon. Hole 35 returned 32 meters of 1.36% copper and 0.63 grams per ton gold, and included 18 meters of 2.12% copper and 1.06 grams per ton gold. Hole 30 returned 38 meters of 1.2% copper, and hole 24 returned 32.7 meters of 1.06% copper. Gladiator has increased its 2026 drill program to 50,000 meters from original 35,000 meters and is tracking toward a maiden NI 43-101 resource at Cowley by end of year. Gladiator Metals trades on the venture with GLAD and on the OTCQB with GDTRF. All right, that's a wrap on the morning briefing. The Mining Stock Daily Morning Briefing is produced by Clear Commodity Network. It is distributed throughout the world through your podcast network of choice and at clearcommodity.net. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Be well. The information presented should not be considered investment advice. Mining Stock Daily and its affiliates are not responsible for any loss arising from any investment decision in connection with the material presented herein. Please do your own research or speak with a licensed financial representative before making any investment decisions.